For us,
No,
I
we're
like
not. Here
that.
we are. Now we are. Here we are.
All right,
All
again.
right. We're live. We're live and in charge.
We're
Is that what
alive and
people
we're
say?
live and otherwise pretty bad.
Um, hello everyone. Hello.
We're alive. It's a simulation. Prove me otherwise.
We're live and alive.
I talked to like a 10-year-old kid one time about if we're living in if we're living in a situation,
Yeah, kid, do you think we're in a situation right now?
Jersey Shore, the situation.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about like I think he watched like Rick and Morty. He was asking if I was smart enough, and I said,
Yeah.
he was like, "Do you think we live in a multiverse?" And I was like, "No, but I'm quite confident we're in a simulation." And we talked about it for 2 minutes, and then he just went silent for like a while.
you really you put him into an existential loop. Now he's
Getting him used to his teens and 20s, man.
yeah, wow. You really you just you mind broke a child.
Got him, got him, that kid.
How are you doing, Jordan? We haven't done a podcast in a while. We're back.
Uh, yeah, we haven't done a podcast
We're
in a while
back and on crack.
unless we release this in like the order we recorded, and our hair is different, and we
Yeah,
can just say that actually, let's gaslight the audience. No, this is made the same day. Actually, you're crazy.
we haven't done the pod in a while. So
Yeah, like a couple months.
a quick little disclaimer for people in the chat. We won't be responding to. We can see the chat, and we have Anastasia here. Anastasia, do you want to say hi?
I do. Hi.
All right. Well, you
But
can't.
please don't.
Yeah, please. But Anastasia's here, and she's reading the chat, and she'll catch us up on what people in the chat are talking about. But for the duration of the recording, we won't be talking to chat too much, unless we take a break to do so.
Yeah, we're basically going to do the thing we're saying unless we do something else.
Yeah, which is pretty much like the whole vibe, right?
Yeah. Second disclaimer, no more jokes. No more joking around. This is a largely business-oriented podcast now.
Oh, you know what's funny? The show has an intro that we haven't done. I feel like many times in the history of the show, I have been tasked with seeing if I remember how to intro the show.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And I don't help at all.
Okay,
like fully don't know.
Let's see if we can do this.
All right.
Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things also. I'm Jarvis.
I'm Jordan. That was pretty good. I don't think you miss a beat, right?
It's like a song.
You're always
you know?
doubtful.
Yeah, I'm Mrs. Doubtfire sometimes.
Oh, bring that in. I love that. I'm actually something of a Robin Williams doubt-wise.
I am.
Have you watched that movie at all or recently?
No, to both
It's,
actually.
It's
I can't.
a little sussy, a little bit of a
I can't
sussy backer, a
imagine
little
it
bit
holds
problematic.
up just from the premise alone. I can't imagine
It is like
holds up.
it doesn't lean too hard on the joke being that it's a man dressed as a woman.
Okay.
Although not great that it does lean on that. But it mainly just kind of lean the sussy backer part is, well, he's like infiltrating the home of his ex-wife to see his kids. That's the idea. It's not just a family or something, which I guess would be weird for its own reasons.
I guess it's in any context it's weird because it's fundamentally misleading people to believe you are someone that you aren't. But that is,
I mean, it's already problematic that it's like kind of in a way, like mocking trans culture in a certain way, albeit indirectly. But
Yeah.
then you have to take into account that like we're on the side of the guy that's like, no, your custody law is wrong.
Yeah, right.
Let me in
We're
your
like, let
actual
him lie about
house.
his identity and infiltrate the home.
I
He
can't
knows
remember if they
better
get
than the
back together or
judge.
not.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure that there is, there are
If they get back together, that
some
does
validity
rule.
there, but
I'll watch it in between this and the next episode because it's been a couple of years. I loved it when I was a kid. I used to triple bill. I shit you not,
wait, what are you
multiple
talking about right
times.
now? Mrs. Doubtfire?
Miss Doubtfire.
Oh. Is it Miss or
Boy,
Mrs.? I actually didn't even.
it's Mrs. Doubtfire. They're
Uh,
married, I guess.
okay, cool. The
It's not
Doubtfires.
Miss Doubtfire. I used to triple bill. Uh, What Women Want. Way worse, problematically, not just the fact that it stars Mel Gibson.
I don't even, just the title alone. I don't know what movie that is, but I don't love the title.
It is rough. It's basically just Mel Gibson. I shit you not. He's a marketing executive because it's a movie from the early 2000s, and that's the job that people have. And he isn't in touch with what women want. He's such a misogynist, and he's all business, and insulting women. And then because they're representing a female demographic client of some kind, that's it, it's a magazine. He's lying in the bath, putting on stockings and makeup to get into the mindset. The movie treats this yeah, actually, that's interesting research. And then he knocks a toaster, which I guess is somehow part of his research. Eating female bagels. I don't know what the
Female
plan is.
bagels. The bagels that women like.
You know the ones. And then he knocks it into the bath, dies. I don't know. Like, you gets electrocuted and wakes up with the psychic power to hear women's thoughts. And you might be on the path of like, hey, maybe this is a movie that's going to talk about, wow, I completely misinterpreted what women were thinking, and I was acting selfishly for my own benefit. It pulls out that lesson at the end, but it's so
Okay.
disingenuous because most of the movie is him just hearing women's thoughts, and they're literally walking down the street like, handbags. Like, it's so,
Oh,
it's the
God.
most offensive version of it. He's just like, oh man, I wish I could get married, but I have bad personality because I don't,
Oh,
like,
God.
it's really rough.
No one's
but that was
talking about
informing me
their
at age
goals
5.
or normal things that people think about. It's all just like, I
No.
like the color pink, and I like
Why am I
expensive
wearing blue
handbags.
today? It's wrong.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then
I'm jealous of
triple
other
billed
women
that
because
Mrs.
we're
Doubtfire in the
catty, and that's
Matrix
a
Reloaded.
women thing. Say what?
I used to triple bill that Miss Doubtfire in the Matrix Reloaded.
Okay, so like
Pretty progressive
one
movie.
for 3, I think. Yeah, you like almost you were onto something.
That's a dub. Like when people say they don't like the Matrix Reloaded, I'm like, I mean, it's better than the other two I was watching.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What was your favorite movie when you were like 6?
6? The Power Rangers
Yeah.
movie.
Feature film?
The feature film, yeah. I had it on
Or just show in
VHS
general?
tape, and I would just watch
When
it.
did Digimon sneak into your lifestyle?
Well, that movie came out in 2000, so I was
You were
8.
25.
So I think it was like 2 years later. That was when it really went off.
Is there much of a market for Digimon stuff right now?
There is a market. So first of all, Digimon has a new card game that's being produced by Bandai. That's been out for about a year now. It is it's a bad time to launch a brand new card game at a time where it doesn't have like a digital version, and it's not very easy to go into a comic shop and like play in a tournament, but yeah, Digimon is alive and well. Curtis, friend of the show, Curtis Connor, it has been collecting. Okay, well, friend of
Someone we
mine,
know, yeah.
friend of mine and friend of the show, Curtis, has been collecting Digimon cards. He's been opening some on his channel, so he's keeping it alive as well.
How'd the video go with him? How was your success rate
Oh, when we opened the box,
when you were opening the cards? Yeah.
it went really well. Like we split everything up. Like even Stevens beforehand, but
One to Shia LaBeouf, one to the other, all the different cast members.
yeah, I was Christy Carlson Romano. He was
Nice.
Shia LaBeouf. And Dipper was Jake Thomas.
We'll be on
Okay,
my
wait,
even
sorry.
Steven.
Not Jake Thomas. Jake Thomas is Lizzie McGuire. What's the I can't. Never mind. I can't remember the
Tom,
other.
It's just somebody called something like Thomas Ryan Jigson or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. No, that was the little brother in Lizzie McGuire was Jake Thomas. But anyway, Curtis ended up pulling all of the Charizards. We had three. There were three Charizards in the box, and Curtis pulled every single one of them. So I was a little jealous that we split up everything even, but then I got like all of the lesser pulls. But then at the same time, I was really happy for Curtis because it was his first time doing something like that, and then he got um he had really good fortune, and now we're getting the and that's like very exciting, and we are now the cards are at PSA. They're
Oh,
getting
nice.
graded. Yeah. They should be back to us soon, and then I have to send them back to Canada. A
You
lot of
feeling
the a
optimistic?
lot of the problem with coming, I'm optimistic. Yeah, a lot of the problem with this whole thing that me and Curtis are doing is having to send things across the border a bunch, like and having to pay like taxes and random
Yeah.
tariffs and things.
It would be pretty funny to put like just a small amount of cocaine on like a Charizard.
That would be funny. Yeah. Honestly, I think that like the border patrol would be like really into the gag of it all.
Yeah, they're famously humorous people,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
100%. Yeah.
Mate,
Um,
I caught a bit of a the other day. Because yeah, I'm still back in the UK at the moment, and I caught a bit of a TV show that was just about like I don't know what they're called, but like Border Patrol TSA equivalent in the UK, and the way it like revels in the quote fun of like finding at blurring the face of an immigrant that they're telling can't come over because they like look like they'd have crack. Like it
yeah.
is like the rules behind it. Like they get somebody that literally just has a bunch of sealed packages, tape all over them, non-X-rayable, and ask him like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm here to visit my fucking aunt or something. I don't know." And
Yeah.
they're just like, "Well, I don't want to have to open the package because there's paperwork. Catch you later." And then somebody else will come through that just has like the handle from a penknife, or like some gluten-free flour that like spilled on something and could look
Yeah.
a little like cocaine, and they just say no, and they're like, "Why?" They just go, "Oh, because I don't want to do it."
That reminds me of like it is terrifying to it's terrifying to ship, like, so with Pokemon cards, like sealed cards are, you know, really rare and valuable, and also hard to ship or travel with because of TSA. So there have definitely been a number of issues where, you know, like boxes of Pokemon cards worth like tens of thousands of dollars have just been opened by PSA. PSA is Professional Sports Authenticators. They grade Pokemon cards. TSA
They're
is,
allowed to open it, I
yeah.
guess.
But anyway, yeah, TSA has like opened them, or, you know, sometimes I've heard stories of people getting because there's a Pokemon trend now, so when they see Pokemon cards, they get excited about them. And I'm like, these aren't yours. You can't play with them. Yeah, I get that, you know, it's exciting, but like these are people's you know, people's possessions.
We're
Uh,
confiscating this one. It looks like a scary monster.
yeah.
What are you planning to do?
Yeah, it's like, but I want the Charizard. It's like, sir, you can't steal.
How you doing,
Um,
mate?
just in
How was your
general.
week? Oh, how was
Uh,
we could do how was the several months in
how was the
between doing the
several
last
months?
pod?
It's been, you know, peaks and valleys. Um, but main thing is 2 weeks ago I adopted a puppy. So
Puppy check.
Dipper. I actually let me see if I can pull up the Dipper cam here for a second. Um, where's the Dipper cam? There it is.
It's a digital dog.
It's a digital dog. He only exists in the screen. He's asleep right now. And he's also in his crate. I'm gonna take him out after the show, but we've been having a few accidents because we're potty training, and I didn't want him to accidentally go and then me not be able to immediately tend to it. So we're gonna go out after.
We should get a stream layout where he's got his own little space.
Yeah, yeah. I'm torn between that and like not always showing him too, because, you know, give him a
Which is
little
taking our
privacy.
video feeds off and just having the dog, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but that's been fun. You know, it's tough, but it's rewarding. He's a baby, so, you know, he's doing baby things. He's been I had the situation with the vet, not with the vet, with the rescue, because he's a rescue, where I asked for the medical records and they like took like a week giving me the, oh, puppy cam is making an echo. Yeah, I need to turn off the audio of this. There's the rescue, I was like asking for the medical records and it took like a week for them to get back to me. And when they finally got back to me, they were like, oh, also like Dipper has this intestinal parasite that he needs to be treated for, but the foster accidentally didn't treat him for it, and so you need to take him to the vet ASAP. And I was like, what, excuse me? Like, and you like haven't told me this. And so we went to the vet the next day, and me and Anastasia went, and we got medication. I had a weird conversation with the vet himself, who I wasn't a huge fan of. Bookmark that. But we got the meds, and he's on his last day of meds. It's been like a little over a week of meds, and I feel bad because it's like antibiotics, so he's been a little off his normal game. But we're literally, his last antibiotic is in 6 hours at dinner time.
Oh, let's go.
And then in 5 days I've got to like bring a stool sample to the vet, and then hopefully test negative for this thing.
Is that your the dog's stool sample or yours?
I got to bring in my stool sample, and then they just like test to see like if I'm a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, test to see if you're low T or an alpha or a sigma.
Yeah. And that's like a weird thing about this particular vet that I don't like, is that they need a stool sample from me.
And you'd think a vet would have like an office or something. It wasn't just their house, right?
Yeah,
like,
I would think that. And that they would just be, and they would be wearing some sort of gown, or not just
a
like
vet gown. Yeah.
Not like a Ed Hardy t-shirt.
Yeah.
I
would trust the vet even more to be that proud of the Ed Hardy t-shirt.
So the vet was like, I think the vet that I went to has like a rotating cast of doctors, and I couldn't tell what was his personal opinion and his professional opinion, because he would say things that didn't sound scientific. Like, for example, the conversation of like when to neuter your dog. Some people say 6 months for all dogs. Some people say 6 months for smaller dogs and like 1 year for older dogs. And he was like 1 year. Come on, let him be a man. And I was like, what?
He was reading from a handbook.
And then he would be like, he would say something that felt like it had merit. Like he would be like, yeah, so they found that, for male dogs, getting neutered later on can help with like joint and back issues, like later on in life. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's like a thing. But he's like, but also like get some of that testosterone in there. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like, I don't know. Like, and then I realized that there is this type of guy where this specifically a dude thing where like dudes have specific opinions about the quote unquote manhood of dogs. Mm-hmm. And that was not, it was like a weird toxic masculinity thing invading like a vet space. And I felt strange about that. Another thing that happened is, I'm not supposed to let Dipper go anywhere that is trafficked regularly by dogs, because it's like he could catch something. And specifically like, parvo can be deadly. He's had his, he's finished his 3 vaccines for that, his 3 rounds of vaccines for that, but he has 1 rabies vaccine left in 2 weeks, I think. And, there's this question of like, oh, like, do I need, like, he can't like touch the ground where other dogs are, potentially unvaccinated dogs where I don't know their vaccination status, until he's had his rabies vaccine. Right. And then like the nurse would be like, yeah, right, like don't, make sure if you're in those spaces you're carrying him or whatever. And I'm like, cool. And then I talk to this vet, and he's like, trust me, he's not gonna get rabies. And I was like, is that a professional opinion or a personal one? Like, I don't know. It just like,
hey, if you're new to the dog, how's he gonna have a bunch of rabies?
He's like, come on, he's not gonna
rabies.
get rabies. Just let him be a dog. And it's like, okay, but like,
if he don't have his balls, he's not gonna be kissing other dogs and getting rabies.
I know. So that's for sure. Yeah, it's like, trust me. And I'm like, you can't give me, like, if it weren't for the fact that like everyone disagrees with you, like I wouldn't.
I had limited options, and it like couldn't be informed by the internet or like any other source.
Yeah, it's like if I didn't have other friends and other opinions of other vets and stuff. Like, I'm for sure, once I wrap up this thing with his stomach issue, I'm gonna just go to a different vet. Even if I went to the same vet though, I would probably get a different guy, because it doesn't sound like he like didn't know where anything was. I'm not convinced he didn't just wander in off the street. Like, but like he was talking to the nurse, like, all right, where do you guys keep the needles? And I'm like, like I'm a little concerned by that.
Hey, when I'm stabbing the dog, is it the handle side or the needly side?
Yeah. Does the needle go in the dog? It seems like it kind of hurt.
I left this little hole, and I'm thinking that's gonna do something. I couldn't put a bandage on him, right?
Yeah, it was a weird little.
This guy won't say a word back to me. It's rude.
Yeah. It gave me such a strange vibe that I was like, okay, yeah, like maybe let's just. I can't believe a vet would let you roll the dice on your dog contracting rabies. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know what his goal in saying that to me was.
It only puts him at risk professionally.
Because I don't even know if he was saying don't bother waiting until you get the rabies vaccine. Maybe he was just saying don't be concerned about it. But I was mostly just like, where can I take him? Because I want to make sure that I've got all the appropriate vaccines to like take him places. But anyway,
what's the benefit to him for discouraging that? It's not like he like has a stake in the not going to a park lobby or something, right? Like it's the only thing that could happen in relation to him is Dipper does get rabies and he gets in trouble, right? Like why would you?
Everybody's talking about the VCA in chat. It was the VCA that I went to, but I don't think it was a regular doctor that was there.
His name was the guy's name was Vinny. That's the V, right?
Yeah.
Vinny Carter Alfonso.
Vinny's Cats and Animals. Your vet sounds like he's anti-vax. Yeah. He's like, I see here you got the, because there's the coronavirus vaccine that pets get. He was like, I see he's got the coronavirus vaccine. Let's check on his nuts and see if he's got big swollen testes.
He sees your.
He's not getting married anytime soon. I mean, come on, be a man.
Hey, if you need to learn about how to treat a dog, have you heard about Joe Rogan? He's taking this special medicine. I think you'd really enjoy.
Joe Rogan does seem like he would say some shit about dog testicles.
He loves ivermectin. He's like promoting it.
Yeah, I don't even want to wade into that.
I guarantee Rogan would not neuter his dog, not in a million years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
If he had to do it, he'd still give it those like alpha brain testosterone pills.
Yeah. But yeah, I just signed up for a puppy class that's gonna happen next week. I'm excited about that. And
I don't know if you're publishing them anyway, but you got to send me some vids.
Oh yeah, a lot of it's just like home movies, like me and Danny just got a puppy. Danny Gonzalez, friend of mine, and Anamia Jordan.
If anybody makes a video with us, they're not my friend.
But Danny and I have just been like sending videos back and forth of like dog things. Like I just have found myself so invested in other people's animals now. Like Sunday, Danny's puppy lost a tooth yesterday, and it was a big deal because starting to get replaced. I'm like, they're growing up so fast.
They have baby teeth, dogs.
Yeah.
I've had dogs. I don't know why I don't remember this.
Yeah, yeah. And like the baby teeth are like needles, dude. Like they just are really, and also Dipper play bites a lot. And it's gonna be a thing that like partially is trained out, partially goes away as they mature. But it's scary because I can't help but imagine him getting older and doing the same thing. I'm like, you're gonna bite my hand off if you keep this up.
For a prank.
But yeah, overall things have been good. Working on a couple of videos I'm excited about. Working with the new editor I'm excited about.
Oh, nice.
And,
When's the one you recorded the other day come out? Roughly.
Good question. It comes out as soon as possible because I want to capture the trend while it's still happening.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that
Anastasia
one.
said boss baby teeth.
Yeah, remember that scene
They're
in
just
Boss Baby
Alec
where he's trying to
Baldwin's
bite the hand off his dad?
Alec Baldwin's teeth.
Give me your hand.
Dude, how old is your dog? Because like mine got to the age where Alec Baldwin's teeth start growing in.
We have to get back to watching Boss Baby at some point, huh?
I know. That's the thing where I'm like, how is this gonna get released? I feel so bad because I know Nick is not green, enemy of mine, friend of Jordan's.
Yeah.
Is his episode. I know that like I remember I was watching one of his streams like months and months ago. He was like, I can't wait for my Sad Boys episode to come out, and I was like, oh, I feel so bad.
We should tell him that his episode is what made us want to stop making the show.
That's funny because I think we only got like two or three episodes into watching. For those who aren't familiar, we were watching Boss Baby 5 minutes at a time.
Because we love cinema.
Yeah, because we love cinema and we just want to support the arts and support, underfunded films. And the
Watching it 5 minutes at a time, I think we got 4 in.
Yeah, something like that. So I want to eventually get those episodes out. I don't know if that's a bit we should continue, but it was fun while it lasted.
In the meantime, just go back, see if you can find those VODs, go back through the episodes. There are a lot of insights about how the dad looks like Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. And if anybody knows, or if anybody is like a scholar of Sad Boys and like kind of knows all of the episodes that have come out and like what happens in them, feel free to DM me because we do need to like put the pieces together on like what episodes haven't come out that we streamed on Twitch.
If anybody wants to sort of just take a lot of the just kind of trim bits out of all the existing episodes and make new episodes and then send them to us, and then we don't have to record anything else. That would actually be pretty tight.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do anything with the show,
actually I'll say it, if you want to do something, usually do it. Maybe ivermectin isn't one of them.
Yeah,
the horse version, do the human version, maybe.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah. Look, this is not medical advice, but feel free.
Don't neuter your dog.
Our podcast. Yeah, but don't get the rabies vaccine, dude. Just don't even
cool,
bother.
Man. It's full of 5G.
It is. It's all 5G. If anybody wants to do some free labor, nah. It's more like if anyone is already aware of this stuff, then we can discuss.
If anybody's already done it, which is a maybe.
Yeah. Plus, if anyone was actually doing labor for us, I would just pay you. So that's not a concern.
Shout out to people that have either done editing or tattoo designs more recently for me. Please do everything you can, especially if you're in college and you're studying the thing that, like, say, design or illustration. As soon as possible, escape the mindset that doing anything for free. And I'm not talking about just like, hey, do some work for exposure and then they steal your art. That's like the classic kind of trite point, right? Like, don't do work for free and have it stolen. But like more specifically, the more history you have of charging people for your work, the more professional you're going to look when you charge somebody else in the future. Yeah. It's like a lot of people that I've been talking to about editing the older episodes of ARCs or mixing projects with Atypical or just or doing tattoo designs or anything else, like stream overlays, that say like, well, I don't know, I've never charged anybody else before. It's like, okay, well, now that's my job, Now I have to figure out what you should be paid month to month. And like, I have insight, but it's like it doesn't help not to charge people. And if somebody doesn't want to pay you, I just kind of wouldn't recommend doing it.
I mean, it's like I pay people who interview with me, and I found that was not like that was not industry standard. Like when a lot of editor applications, like people just expect to do free labor. And the fact that I was like offering their fee for the like 5-minute like test cut was so surprising. It was like alarming that it was surprising to people. So yeah, I just don't want to get it twisted. That I'm not gonna like, the only free labor exists is when I didn't ask for something and then people choose to do it. Like that's like, I can't afford to compensate people for doing work I didn't ask for. But if I, I was just saying, DM me if you have this information or if you have this background, cause, I would pay you to help me untangle the continuity web.
It would be nice to have somebody too, so that like when somebody DMs one of us referencing an old episode and we don't get the reference, it would help to have somebody that knows the glossary. We'll just call you and be like, "What is the Night Beast? I don't get it. Like, is this something we said or something you came up with?"
It's like, no, there's this
chat
bit
thing
where like Jordan was being held hostage by the Night Beast and like.
Okay, wait, this is coming together.
Yeah. Jarvis
movie idea.
Time. Yeah, there's a freestyle rap. It's like that's usually what like every Sad Boys bit is like. There was time travel, a freestyle rap, and then Justin Timberlake was involved. Like back in 2017, I think there was like some Justin Timberlake. Like
Timberlake's there. Mr. Beast appears.
Released like Man of the Woods or something, and we just kept referencing that.
Yeah, that's right. Now we could do Certified Lover Boy bits if you want.
Oh yeah,
that could be the new hot update.
We can. Did you know that Drake's a lesbian? That's the only take I got.
Bars. Have you listened to Donda?
I haven't actually. I have listened to Certified Lover Boy just because, which I felt like was just like listening to the same song for 50 minutes. Like it's, just, but I haven't.
The same song, and yet. In none of them did he really want to be making it.
The only Donda song I listened to was the one that was cut off Donda. That was the Andre 3000 Drake diss. I thought that was great, but otherwise, people are like, they cut the best song out of the album, and I was like, damn, if that's what you're saying.
It's a pretty great record. I mean, it's one of the best things Andre has put out in literally years.
Yeah, I mean, I always like what Andre does, but
has Andre put out solo material, or has he just been featuring for like a decade?
No, he doesn't want to. He like feels like he's like behind the times or whatever, and doesn't feel like.
Well, I mean, like if I say that, like, hey, get on it, Andre, but like featuring on Frank Ocean, Earl Sweatshirt, and Kanye tracks is probably a pretty respectable career.
Yeah, exactly.
After being the greatest duo in rap history.
Also, it's a choice too, and it's like I'll respect that. But I also think it's the best rapping that Kanye has done in a long time, because he's just like not rapped in a long time.
That's a bummer.
And so
I like the track. I guess I haven't studied Donda. I gave it 2 listens, I think, all the way through, and I was doing stuff at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm missing something, but I don't know. It's been like 3 records since 4 records. When was Pablo? Pablo, Yay, Jesus is King, Donda.
Yeah.
There'll be an EP in there somewhere.
Jesus is King. I mean, there was a thing with Cuddy.
Oh yeah, Could See Ghost.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's a great record. That's a really good record. And I'm not even the biggest Cuddy guy. I don't know why.
I've never been a Cuddy guy either, but every time I think about, I'm like, I wish I was into. I'm like, I need to get into Kid Cudi. I feel like I would like kind of vibe with his whole situation. But
his personality, artistically, exactly. And his influences, they all make sense to me. But this doesn't make any sense. So feel free to challenge me on it. When he does like his humming and stuff, I just find it cringy. And that's the only word that I can bring to him. I don't know why. Yeah. I can't explain it. But every time it happens, I'm just like, oh, don't do this. Just do it.
I think that like when I was a kid, when like all the like stoner kids got into Cudi, I think I was like, oh, I'm not a stoner kid, so this music isn't for me. Like that's like legit how I felt. Because
cultural appropriation of stoner culture.
What was the song? Or it was like Day and Night, like, and everybody was like, yeah, man, like the lonely stoner, dude. And yeah, no, I was just like, this isn't for me. But I thought the song was good, so that was always weird. Because I think, and this is still true, I always have to like feel like I identify with an artist in order to like,
Mhm.
I need to like, you know, yeah.
Especially for longevity, I guess. Because if you burn through a track enough times, then and the melody isn't catching you anymore, you're probably going to stop listening to it. Whereas if there's like something substantial in there, even if it's like an instrumental album, but you know the artist is relatable on
Yeah,
some level.
yeah. Anyway, enough about me. How are you? Oh wait, Anastasia said, did y'all see Frank Ocean's Green Baby at the Met Gala? I did.
It was a banger. Let me
Release an
say,
album,
people throwing
Frank.
shade at Met Gala outfits this year. People throwing shade. I thought they were brilliant.
I
I
mean,
was
don't
well
people?
into it.
I feel like the takes are always the same every Met Gala. It's like, can you
Oh,
believe
this is a weird outfit to wear to the store or whatever, you know?
I thought Lil Nas X killed it. I
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with Lil Nas X.
I
He's so
can't believe
good.
he's coming on the show. Isn't that exciting? Believe that manifestation, the secret.
um, he's like such a good boy, but also he's just so creative. Man, what a
And
guy.
it's not that, you know, just putting out two, like, because that plus Panini, Old Town Road, Panini, Holiday, that trio was at risk of being his moment, you know?
Right.
Because I think after that was like the biggest gap between releases.
Yeah.
And the fact that it wasn't, and that he came back with only material that's better than all three of those,
Yeah, I mean,
like
I
everything's
love
been better.
Industry Baby.
Industry Baby's sick.
Yeah.
Sun Goes Down is really good and is like the least popular one, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
great.
I mean, this
Least
is
popular, I
actually
mean millions
guerrilla.
of
This is guerrilla marketing for his album, which drops tomorrow. It drops tonight
yeah.
at midnight.
What's it called? I'm pregnant. Look at my belly or something.
Yeah. It's called Monterre. Oh my God, I'm having contractions.
How did this happen? Paging old doctors.
People meme on Panini. I liked Panini.
It's a good record.
And the music video was incredible.
Oh, the
It
isn't
was
that
like Mike Diva. Mike Diva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
it was
record.
it was incredible. And it's like
and
such
it's like 95% just Mike Diva doing the effects too.
oh yeah, he did a video effects artist react where he talked about the music video for it and all the effects that they did, and I was just like, man, what a
I
talent.
never feel older than when I watch effects artists react. Like I literally went to film school because I loved Corridor so much.
Yeah.
And the first Patreon I ever signed up for, the reason I know about Patreon was because of
Yeah.
the Corridor Digital one.
No, that's
And now I'm 175 years old. I don't know how to turn YouTube on.
yeah.
My nephew shows me on the iPad.
Yeah. He prints out the videos for you frame by frame. It gives you a little flip book.
How do you feel about your 30s?
My face? Sorry, what?
Yeah, your face and your 30s tied together.
Oh, how do
please.
I feel about my 30s? Dear God, I don't want to think about it. I feel so old. I'm not in my 30s,
Yeah.
by the way, for the chat. Like I'm not. But I don't want to get any older because I just feel like there's so much ageism, and it I think it makes me self-conscious about getting older.
Yeah?
But
You mean because you're a public figure
yeah, and just like I don't know.
and you look like shit?
I don't know. It's just like our society. It's just like I'm like worried. Is it gonna hurt my career? Because I'm not like because I think I have a chip on my shoulder about like getting started. Oh no, we lost Jordan.
Yeah, my camera overheated.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna have to give it a minute.
But I think I feel self-conscious about starting later than everybody else in terms of like I was still doing my software career for a while before I got into content. And so I think I'm always like coming from behind. And so
Right.
so it's like it can feel the normal thing that people feel where it's like I don't have enough time to like achieve the things I want to achieve, but that's not real, obviously. And the time will come and go, and I will still like I will still do things.
Yeah. No, I've been having a big spike of that. I mean, really, the idea that like I had to leave the life I've been building behind when I was 25, and I'll be going back when I'm like 28, is like really depressing.
Yeah.
Like, but I know it doesn't come. It's not as if there's like more or less value in what I'm doing because of the age that I am.
Yeah.
But it's so misaligned with like what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
It's so just not that.
The thing that I like to remind myself is that Hank Green started YouTube. Well, like Hank and John were 26 and 29 when they started on YouTube.
And they've
And
recently
that,
been on the come up.
yeah, and I think they're finally getting it. And so I think that was a thing that helped me when I was younger, because I was like, oh, it's not so scary to get older.
It's not so scary that I'm just incredibly old and my body's falling apart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you want to put Dipper Cam on the full screen of me?
So it just looks like I'm talking to Dipper. Offline, there's actually a setting on your camera to make it not turn off. It has to get hotter to turn off. I found this out on my camera. It used to overheat, and then I just changed the setting to be like a little bit more permissive, and then it's never overheated or turned off from overheating since.
All right. In the meantime, shall I read Pen Pals?
Yeah. Well, first, did you want to answer your own question of how are you doing? Like, or we could just.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, better. I like doing the show, or at the very least, doing anything.
Yeah,
when you were hanging out the other day filming the video, I got to hang out with you guys on Zoom, which, like, I can't. Everybody's been lonely through COVID. I don't want to underestimate what people have been through in that, but for all the things that have gone well and all the things that have gone horribly, I have been Olympic tier lonely. Like, I literally know nowhere where I am.
Right.
I even had to move from the place that I'd had to move to because of visa stuff.
Right.
So now I literally don't know a single person where I live. And I also kind of don't want to, because I'm going to move back to the US at some point in the next 6 months. And then, which is a silly mindset, but it is just kind of suffocating.
It's like it's like Nikhil's furniture argument, where he was like,
yeah, absolutely. That my fucking furniture argument here. I mean, the place was semi-furnished, but I bought a couch and I accidentally bought the exact same couch I had in San Francisco.
Oh no.
Next time, when you can actually see my video, take a little look. Gray couch, same one as like the old episodes.
Oh, nice. It's transported.
Which I find it very funny, the idea that I would like internationally ship the shittiest couch.
yeah.
A like $95 couch. But yeah, I mean, I'm learning to deal with that a little more. It's a real pain that like all my favorite people in the world, I mean, mainly most of the people I know all wake up at my 5 p.m., 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Which means I'm either staying up late or seeing no one, both of which are problems.
Right.
But doing the show, and also just like, we both like talking about practical stuff sometimes.
Right.
Like, that's a nice avenue to chat more. And it's nice to like I've just been texting over like here's what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
So somebody's holding me accountable, and that's already helping my mindset.
Yeah.
Plus, new apartment. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. No, I'm
very temporary.
I'm happy.
Very limited in its amount of time.
The new
almost
apartment.
Expensive than I'd like it to be, but that's because it's a short-term lease.
Yeah.
But it's a hell of a lot better than the one room that I was in for most of COVID.
Yeah.
Since things weren't available. But it's a banger. Shout outs to Martin, landlord that texts me every day or so and just says, how you doing? I'm getting to the point now where I might stop texting logistical things back and just be like, oh man, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah. Do you honestly, could you get a maintenance guy to come and check out my general mood and demeanor?
Yeah. I've got a loose bolt. I'm not an Android. Don't check.
What was I going to say? Oh,
my bad.
One thing that is an update, I think, since the last time we did the pod. He's back. I got my driver's license.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm a regular Olivia Rodrigo. But I was gonna say you were telling me that you're working on that as well.
Yeah, the shit's still pretty much screwed in the UK at the moment as far as like functions and availability. I learned to drive a decade ago.
Yeah.
More or less, drove in a lesson semi recently, was pretty comfortable with it. But the closest test I can get is late December.
Oh my God.
So it's like, and it's, since we're releasing this episode in 5 years, it's currently September.
They'll be like, yeah, what's the wait? Yeah. It's currently September. Yeah.
But I mean, even if I had it, I'm falling into the furniture problem again of like, am I going to lease a car somewhere that I'm going to be leaving? And like,
I know it's such an annoying situation because am getting a car soon, but like in the meantime, I wanted to like I was like, what can I do to get a car? Like, is there somebody like selling like a a beater of a like used car, but
Yeah.
or is there like a way I can rent? Like renting a car costs so much money. It doesn't make any sense. Like you use a car for like 5 seconds and it's like you paid 10% of the price of the fucking car. Like it doesn't make any sense.
I guess it's exploiting tourists, right? That's the strat.
Yeah, and then it's all these like new cars. I don't really understand the economics of rental cars, but I wish there was like rentals that were just like old and used cars rather than like the last time I rented a car, it was when Nick is not green, friend of yours, um, was in town and he was staying with me, and they gave us like the nicest fucking car. Anastasia, do you remember what kind of car it was? It was like a SUV, but it was like a BMW or something. Yeah, it was BMW. It was like a BMW.
Chucking Nick in a Bimmer.
Yeah.
Picking up Nick in a
It
Bimmer.
was so weird. And I'd also never driven a car that large before, so that was another thing. But
not even a two-seater, like
yeah, but literally they were like, we got that, or do you want like a drop top convertible super nice like sports car? And I was like, no, I don't want that. I just
the bottom of the range is we got a Hot Wheels covered in honey.
Yeah,
would that be good for you?
Yeah.
It's missing a wheel and it's on fire right now.
It was so strange. So yeah,
you must be psyched though. You can start doing donuts outside your apartment.
Yeah, pretty exciting. Other than what I do now, which is just eating donuts outside my apartment.
Yeah, running around in a circle.
Yeah, running around in a circle, eating my Dunkin'. Yeah.
Do
you go Dunkin'? Somehow I never went to Dunkin', like ever.
I have a a hyperfixation every I have a cycle of random like things that I fixate on. So currently I'm just eating Firehouse subs like every day, but I had a window of time. Oh, and I'm ordering from Starbucks a cheese Danish every single day, and I don't know what's come over me. But
is the Starbucks close enough to be embarrassed?
Yeah, but it's also like the delivery fee is like not free, so it's like I'm torn. But the what was I gonna say?
We're talking about Dunkin'.
Oh, Dunkin', yeah. So I was ordering Dunkin' every day. Like I was getting a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel with the cinnamon raisin bagel. Because I love.
I mean, that's not the kind of thing you can make at home.
I love the savory and sweet thing combo.
It is. Do you order it in bed and then wake up to it? That's the treat. That's the real shit.
Yeah, I do.
What a rush! I need somebody on PST that can like do that for me at their midnight.
Yeah.
Hit me with a Just Eat of just chicken.
One time you ordered food for me and it was nice. I like woke up to it.
Oh yeah, I did. Breakfast sandwich, you want to say?
It was a chicken sandwich.
Let's go. Which is it's a risky breakfast. Not everybody wants chicken sandwich.
I know, but it was really good.
I know the kid.
I think I ordered it like 3 more times after that.
Jarvis is fully downloaded in my brain.
Okay, wait. So we were gonna do pen pals.
Yeah, I got a bunch open. It depends on, and shout outs to the people. I think the oldest one in here is from March. So shout outs.
Oh my God.
So by the time this episode is released, it will be, I think AD will be over. It'll be like the new one.
Yeah.
It'll be 3000
AZ
CJ Cool Jordan.
After Zepho.
I don't know who that is. Don't say that name in my house.
Oh,
please.
sorry.
It's
actually wait, the Zepho thing, it's blurry, but it's like right.
Oh, the
here.
display?
Yeah, the display is right here. It's just super duper.
Oh, against the wall, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be in the Sad Boys studio.
I never hung it up because I didn't want to ever have a guest that I had to explain that to.
It also makes this sound.
Yeah, it does make that droning sound.
Yeah. I got a few here. I can tell you the topic and you tell me what you find the most interesting.
Okay.
We got a pretty straightforward one about overcommitting, which I think didn't we do an episode with Charlie like 150 years ago about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like the last episode of the Sad Boys before the first big break.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was like overcommitting. Yeah, we commit too much to things and then take.
I'm gonna
a year
take a
from
break
the show.
forever.
Year and a half break, probably.
We got a religion one. We got an overcommitting one. Student council advice. I don't know if we're the demo for that.
I don't know if we. I think we probably missed the boat. They're like student council elections are tomorrow, and I was wondering if you could help me with my.
I'm on the way to the ballot box, and I need your help.
Yeah, I need the help.
This one's kind of cool actually. I got a toxic fandoms one.
Okay.
The rest of the email isn't so much like a question; it's them talking about their experience of being a furry and the association with toxic fandom. But the upfront, I'll just read the whole thing. But the question of like, what problematic fandom are we parts of? I thought was interesting.
Okay. Also, I'll be right back. My Firehouse sub is at the door.
Oh, let's go. You already got one today as well. In the chat, actually, hit us with the problematic fandoms you're a part of. Please don't say sad boys. I'm a sensitive soul. I wasn't able to take that. How you doing, Stars?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm excited that this Firehouse sub was foreshadowing and then paid off.
Yeah, if people are real fans of the canon, they'll know.
Okay, forgive me, Lord, for I'm going to take a few bites, but please read.
Yeah, show me that sub. Right into the mic. ASMR. ASM jar.
ASM jar. Okay, but do you want to read the thingy?
Just jumping in. There we go. All right. What's your name for this person? Give me a name. Give me a name, boy.
Devin.
Devin. Okay. Hello. Yeah, that's a Devin, right? Okay, I'm writing this while listening to, and then there's a Spotify link to an episode, and I'm not going to check. And the question, what problematic fandom are you in? And oh Lord, I'm a furry. Oh Lord, I'm a furry. Not just a little bit. Oh Lord, I'm a furry. So hell. By the way, there's paragraph breaks between each of these. Oh Lord, paragraph break. I'm a furry. Break. So hell. Break. Okay, the furry fandom is quite strange. It's not a normal fandom. I would recommend watching, quote, The Fandom. It's a documentary about how the furry name got spoiled. Were you there actually? This is me, regular cool Jordan, to regular cool sub Jarvis. Do you know, were you there during, like, we had a visitor when we were both working at Patreon that came into the office, and there was like a Q&A because there's like, big furry contingent of users on Patreon. And we had like somebody come in, it was in the old office, and somebody was like, it was 4 members of, the furry Illuminati or whatever.
This wasn't the people who made Breeding Season, that game, right? Or was
Could have been, I don't know. Breeding Season, formerly the biggest page on Patreon when I joined.
Back in the day, but then it got taken down or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I think there was a breakup between the 2 creators, I think, of the season. Shout out to Breeding Season, pull one out. Pull your sub right in your desk.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's okay to show. I don't know if it's it might be bad. Who knows?
Well, hey, shout outs to anybody in the world. So hell, the furry fandom is quite strange. Yada da da da. Forever a stalko taco and an emotional pervert. Please don't say my name at the end of the podcast, which would be awesome. Insert random name here. Random name here. We're way ahead of you. It's Devin. Unless that is your name, in which case, might be. You part of any toxic fandoms, dude? From like any media?
I feel like
What Women Want, starring Mel Gibson.
Yeah, that's the main one. And then I also like I like Rick and Morty. We've talked about this, but then I don't like Rick and Morty fans on the internet very much. So I never talk about it. I just enjoy it in private. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you struggle with the jokes too, because your IQ is not quite high enough.
And also, like, a thing that bums me out, like, I think that every fandom has its like corners that are frustrating, like sports fans that like take it too far. Sorry, I'm eating, so that's why you can barely hear me. I'm trying to save your ears.
I don't know, mate. I'd say 5% of your fans would love it. There's an audience for it.
All right, I'm done.
The Rick and Morty one's definitely a really common one for sure. I think one thing that somewhat redeems the Rick and Morty issue for me, the discourse,
Yeah. Can we
is
discuss
that
the Rick and Morty issue?
for once, if somebody's brave enough, it helps me a little bit that the audience clearly like is not a perfect reflection of the creator. You know what I mean? Like it's like the creators, I'm sure, like actively hate the way their work's being distorted and weaponized, and you know, people shouting Szechuan sauce or getting their dick out at a McDonald's or whatever.
Oh my god! I just remembered the people acting a fool at McDonald's. Any sort of public
Real fans.
rethink it, dude.
Yeah, it's a weird mindset. I think it comes from wanting to be acknowledged, and when thinking that like the haha so random show will love my haha so random comedy.
Yeah, and it's like,
I mean,
but
South Park would have been the one 10 years ago.
True. Even with myself though, people are like, "I love your videos, haha," and then they have horrible senses of humor, so they like try to approximate what my humor is, but just completely miss the mark. I feel like Rick and Morty has that to like, you know, times 1,000.
Yeah, happens a lot with like, I don't know, self-aware or like self-detracting comedy as well, where people will just be like, haha, I love your sense of humor, you massive piece of shit.
Yeah.
I love your piece of humor, but I'd kill you.
Today, somebody, it was on my second account, somebody tweeted at me, every time you tweet about your dog, it makes me like dogs less. And I was like, that's not very nice. And then they were like, I'm joking, by the way. And I was like,
okay.
I'm like, in what way? Like,
I mean, tight joke.
Yeah.
It's really good. What's the universe? What's the fiction of the joke that you don't like me?
and then I pushed more, and they were just like, oh, you've tweeted a bunch of times in the last like 20 minutes, and I keep getting notifications for it. And I was like, that is 100% a personal problem. You have notifications turned on.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, why, you know, it's not on me to not, oh, sorry, I don't want to tweet 5 minutes apart because of this one person.
Did I send you the pic of that time somebody tagged me in a in a list of white supremacists?
You were just randomly.
I don't know if my pic was, I don't know if I was using a dumb profile picture as a joke or something, but I think it was just
in my head. It was that they went to a couple of different accounts, and then it was like anybody who follows these accounts or is followed by these accounts. Yeah.
Yeah, like that account liked a John Tron tweet or something, and then through the power of Osmosis Jones, landed on me.
Yeah, it went inside the body. Osmosis Jones, watch that at school. Great movie.
Yeah. Want to quadruple bill it with What Women Want Matrix 3?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Throw out What Women Want. Put in. Put in the Matrix trilogy and then add Osmosis Jones on top of that.
Yo, dude, this is crazy. I used to triple bill the Matrix 2, and the Matrix 3.
Oh, wow.
Not in the order you'd think.
Oh, the true order. It's like
1, 2, 3.
Star Wars movies.
The fourth Matrix.
I watched it in the true order of the first movie, the second movie, and then after that, the third movie.
It actually makes a lot more sense.
Okay, so I want to wrap up soon, but I do kind of want to talk about a little bit about the Matrix 4.
Oh, yeah, please.
So did you see the trailer?
Mm-hmm. On the website.
I haven't seen the website. But the main thing...
I was not able to find the page I used to have on my Bebo that was just called The Matrix and was a bunch of pictures of Neo doing the backflip. And the Trinity double kick. Not ironic, by the way. It was not a joke. I just really like The Matrix.
I mean, yeah, same. Also, when you're in middle school, that shit hits. But like...
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess I didn't see it until I was in middle school because it came out when I was in elementary school. But the weird thing is that Hugo Weaving, Agent Smith, and Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne, are not in the movie, and that's like kind of a bummer. And in terms of Hugo Weaving, apparently what it was like a scheduling conflict where like Lana Wachowski wasn't able to like move the dates or didn't. Like, it probably was like this time constraint thing, which I understand. Like, you're trying to make everybody's schedules work. But then the Morpheus thing, they like never talked to Lawrence Fishburne. And I'm like, huh. And then I was reading another article that said that in the Matrix Online, I don't know if you remember the Matrix Online.
He dies, yeah.
Yeah, he dies. So maybe that's why, but I feel like you would at least have a conversation.
Well, it was a little misinformed. He does. I did used to play the Matrix Online. He dies, but then he comes back.
Oh.
Or at least it's implied that he's been reincarnated.
But that's like maybe what that other guy who kind of looks like Morpheus is in the trailer. That's what people were saying, but I don't know who that guy is.
Okay. I am more confident in this than I would normally be in, like, I don't know if you call it a conspiracy theory or whatever.
Right.
I would put maybe a substantial 4 figures. I would put 4 figures on this if pushed. I am very, very confident that everything we've seen so far is a movie adaptation of the events in the Matrix, or rather just like a fiction movie of the event in the Matrix that in a newer iteration of the Matrix, because they remake the Matrix every time it ends, and Neo's not the first one. I think he's like the 7th.
Right.
But they alter the universe every time to make people more placated and less revolutionary.
Right.
So they have created a universe where, because there is a fictional Matrix movie, just like our own universe, if you said to somebody, we exist in a simulation and outside of it are a bunch of machine robots that are trying to sap your energy after the world was destroyed, you know what we'd say? We'd say, oh, like the Matrix. Like the fictional movie, The Matrix. You're stupid. You're being silly right now. You're just referencing a movie. And I genuinely, not only my guess, this was parroted a fair few places, is that in this movie, Neo, Mr. Dr. Anderson, is either the writer or director of that Matrix movie, or is a performer in it, some way associated. And because at one point, the guy from Mindhunter, I think, the just incredibly handsome man, he says, and is clearly coded like an agent, he said, we're going back to the Matrix or something along those lines. And that is way too transparent a line. It's like so clearly, to me, parodying the idea of an unnecessary sequel.
Right.
Like it, and this extends into maybe Lawrence Fishburne is in the movie and it's a marketing strategy.
I was hoping that.
Because there's no way he's recast. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what somebody in the chat was saying, that he's recast by that guy. But, like, I don't know. But the other thing, I guess this is worth noting, and I think that we've talked about this on the podcast before, because the other day I got a tweet saying, like, I learned from Jarvis recently that the Matrix is a trans allegory. And I was like, if I said that, it must have been, I was referencing, like, the Wachowskis themselves coming out and saying it. So then I Googled it again, and like, you know, they have confirmed this. But someone also in the chat said, my favorite fun fact about the Matrix is that the Wachowski sisters went on record to say that it's an accidental allegory for their trans experience, because they didn't know that's what it was until after the movie was made. Which is really cool, which is like,
there's a pretty lengthy documented history of them like acknowledging some. It was post transition. They were still saying it was, like, early on. They were still claiming that it was not a direct allegory. And it's like, I mean, it makes it all the funnier that incels make the red pill, blue pill reference.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They think the Matrix is politically aligned with them. It couldn't be less on their side.
That's the thing. It's like when people
who do you think the good guy in the Matrix is?
Right. It's the whole, like, people who are fans of Rick, or people who are like Tyler Durden people. It's like, or like all the evil people or whatever.
I love Cypher. I love when he blinds Neo.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's my shot in the dark, my little sniper shot.
I mean, I hope so. I can't wait. I'm excited. I need to rewatch the movies and then try to understand them with my big boy brain, because when I was younger, it just was all just colors and lights, you know.
One thing I do really love about all the Matrix movies, albeit the third one lags and it's the second act is rough for a while. Like a good 30 minutes, that movie is very boring.
Yeah.
I like how confident it is, like through the Animatrix and the game, and the games plural. They're like very confident not giving you all of the lore. Like it's there, but like it's heavily implied that Seraph, the guard of the Oracle, was the one in 2 Matrixes ago. Like very heavily implied. When Neo looks at him through his Matrix vision, he's glowing gold, and people reference him and blah 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 blah. But like I learned that like a fortnight ago.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's like I don't even know who that guy is. I gotta brush back up.
He's the guy that he goes into the Neo like arrives to go and see the Oracle, and he's just standing on the table, and he goes, "You will only know someone if you truly know someone if you fight them." And he wears little sunglasses. He's a very little pair of sunglasses.
I only have seen the third. The third one is the one I think I've seen the fewest amount of times, and I've only seen it once, and it was at a birthday party. Because when did it come out? Like 2006, 2000.
Wait, how old?
It was like in middle school or high school. Like we went to Daniel Benner's birthday party at the theater. I guess we lost Jordan. Can anybody else hear me? Is there anyone out there? Oh, Jordan moved. I'm gonna take another bite of my food. See if. Oh, now it's Anastasia. I'm now talking to the disembodied voice of Anastasia.
What is up?
Oh, he's back.
It's me, Anastasia.
Welcome back.
I'm back. It's a new Matrix, and I've been recast.
That was like really impressive. You just like you told the whole story, and then you enacted like you just turned the whole show into like an ARG.
We should do an ARG at some point where all you have to do is like follow our Twitter accounts and you've completed it or something.
Man, ARG just makes me think. I made these videos on the Gold Channel about fiction stories on TikTok, and about how absurd they were, how bad the stories are, how bad the acting is, right? And understanding that they're fictional stories and they're meant to evoke the reaction that they're getting, but that doesn't mean that they can't be criticized. And so many people were like, "Is this your first ARG, Jarvis?" And I was like,
"Oh no, yeah, I saw that."
I was like, is this your first ARG? Because I was doing the Lost ARG back in like 2009, you know?
Before you were born.
Yeah, before you were born. But it's just not an ARG. Where's the game? And then, yeah. Sorry, that was, and then also I learned recently that somebody has access to like the website where they put they're all actors, they're all paid actors, and where they post the character breakdowns, because this person who is an actress messaged me and they were like, "Oh, the company that makes these is this company, and here's my like boyfriend auditioned to be the boyfriend that was in the FaceTime of this one fiction thing." And everybody's being paid, and they're not allowed to have personal TikTok presences. And I was like, now here we go. Here's a Jarvis video. Like, so I need to like talk to that person more and learn more about the background of it. But I also feel vindicated because I'm like, I told you guys it was just animated stories, but with real people, pretending to be real, but it's obviously fiction. So.
I have we have so many segments I've got here, but we should probably wrap up, huh?
We should probably wrap up. We'll get to the other segments next time.
Yeah, it's a lot of spicy stuff. You had some political views you wanted to put out there.
Oh yeah,
it's a universally hated opinions.
Mm-hmm. Nicki Minaj is right.
Every time.
Mm-hmm. I won't tell you about what.
Go check it. You can. It might be the thing we're talking about, but you can check and whatever.
All I'll say is it's not anything she's tweeted in the last week. She's just been right at some point in the past few years.
Yeah. Oh, she just texted me. Good take.
They're not allowed other accounts, all for bad acting. Just other TikTok accounts, because I did find the actress who plays Joy. I just don't want to put her on blast.
Deserves better.
Yeah. Okay.
If people want to send us messages, by the way, we're going to be doing more pen pals, more email reading.
Yes.
You can send it to sadboyspod@gmail.com, or you can DM it directly to the Sad Boys account or to me, whatever.
Yeah,
it'll
we're at
find
Sad
its way.
Boys on Twitter and Instagram, so we're going to try and get back at it.
Just make sure that anything you say is very good.
True.
Just like profoundly funny and cool, and then we don't have to do the show. We just read your messages.
All right, sounds like a plan. Okie dokie, everybody. We end every episode of Sad Boys with a particular phrase.
Hit me with the whole thing.
We love you.
And we're sorry.
And we're sorry.
Oh yeah.
Boom. I didn't even use the. I didn't even. Wait. Does that work? I don't even know.
One more again.
Boom.
Yeah, it's kind of there.
Okay.
Right. Thanks everybody. We'll catch you next time.
We'll catch you next time. Thank you. I'm gonna hit stop recording here first, and then I'm gonna stop the stream. Bye bye. Oh wait, let me see if there's anybody we want to raid real quick.
Oh yeah.
No. All right.